And with the strong second, I see Dennis. I'm sorry, Douglas.
Douglas, you didn't give us a 5-minute warning, but it's now 4 minutes.
The dinger only goes off at 10 and 1.
Okay.
Morning. I have this loading outside of this one. How you doing?
One-minute warning. Places, everyone.
Morning.
We hear you, Charles.
Oh, I was just speaking. Mhm. No problem.
Good morning. The annual council meeting of the South Carolina Toastmasters District 58 is now called to order. To present an inspirational message, please join me in welcoming Area C31 Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Wanda Parnell.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Fellow Toastmasters, I first joined Toastmasters in 1989, fell under the leadership spell, and quickly migrated to the district level. As that thing called life happened, I took a hiatus, later rejoined, took a hiatus, and rejoined. And after all those decades, people will ask me, well, why do you keep joining Toastmasters? Well, after some consideration, I came to the conclusion that it was because of the connections that I had made and the opportunities that my fellow Toastmasters had afforded me to continuously learn and grow. Just 2 weeks ago, I was given the opportunity to spread my wings as contest master in this new hybrid environment, which I am still getting used to. Was my part perfect? Absolutely not. But To coin a phrase from Maya Angelou, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. South Carolina Toastmasters are connected, one heart, one voice. This is constantly evidenced by the love and support that we give each other, by our greetings, our unwavering support of the prison clubs, and those helpful speech evaluations. Our mission that we have chosen to accept is to hold each other's hand if necessary, to empower each other, and to keep each other on the Toastmasters path. For we are like train cars on a track. In the words of the late Martin Luther King Jr., quote, I quote, "Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be," end quote. Fellow Toastmasters, we are infinitely linked by our desire to speak better, to listen better, to be better. So as we execute the business of this council meeting this morning, let us be reminded and keep close to our heart the core values of Toastmasters International: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. For those words describe who we are as South Carolina Toastmasters, connected, one heart, one voice. Mr. District Director.
Wow, that was awesome. Thank you, Wanda, for an incredible inspirational message. So good. Douglas, can you put up a flag for us? Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. As we gather today, we have completed 10 months in this Toastmasters year. Can you believe it? We have a mandate and a privilege as Toastmasters leaders to make every day remaining in this Toastmaster count toward the success of our Toastmasters members, clubs, areas, and divisions. Remember, we are South Carolina Toastmasters, connected, one heart, one voice. The first order of business is the report of the Credentials Committee. The chair recognizes Bob Swanner, Distinguished Toastmaster, past District Director, Credentials Chair.
Thank you, Mr. District Director. Mr. District Director, we currently have 58 paid clubs in our district. In order to have quorum, according to rules, we have to have at least 1/3 of those clubs represented here at the meeting. For this year, 20 clubs would be required to have a quorum. Today, I'm happy to report we have 28 clubs represented. Mr. District Director, we do have a quorum.
Thank you, Bob. The next order of business is adoption of the agenda. The agenda was linked to the Google Drive in your emails. Eric Hund, please upload a copy of the agenda to the chat.
The agenda has been uploaded.
Thank you, Eric. Without objection, We will adopt the agenda as distributed. Hearing no objection, the agenda is adopted as distributed. The next order of business is the reading and approval of the minutes of the last district council meeting on September 23rd, 2023. The link to the minutes was distributed prior to this meeting, and it was reviewed, corrected, and approved by the Council Minutes Approval Committee. Therefore, we do not need to read the minutes. Eric, please upload a copy of the minutes to the chat.
The minutes have been uploaded to the chat.
Are there any corrections to the minutes as distributed? Hearing no corrections and without objection, the minutes are approved as distributed. The next order of business is the Finance Profit and Loss Report. Our District Finance Manager, Sybil Davis Hydell, Motivational Strategies Level 5 and Presentation Mastery Level 5 will review the March 2024 Finance Profit and Loss Report. Eric, will you please upload a copy to the chat?
A copy of the profit and loss statement has been uploaded to the chat.
Recognizes our Finance Manager, Sybil Davis Hydell.
Thank you, District Director. When we look at the profit loss statement for last year,
Are you on mute, Sybil? I'm not hearing you.
can you hear me now?
We can hear you, Sybil.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Great. Sorry about that. District Director, when we look at our profit loss for March and for the year, we will see that we are actually at an increase, a profit of $7,283.30 for the month and $7,182.46 for the year. We are ahead of the game. The reason why the net income was not higher than March was because of the redistribution of $1,910 in February. That was our percentage was too high that was in our district reserve and so forth. And because of that, it had to be redistributed. We are right now sitting at an available funds level of $11,380.55 for the year. That's great for the 10-month mark. Not as great as we want it to be, but we still have 2 more months and it will increase. Are there any questions when you're looking at the profit loss for March? No? Then with that in mind, sir, I will hand control back over to you, Mr. District Director.
Thank you so much, Sybil. Our next order of business is the District Public Relations Report. Our District Public Relations Manager, Laura Taste Sutton, Presentation Mastery Level 5, will give the Public Relations Report.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to be here. Is it okay for me to share my screen?
Sure.
Thank you. Wanted to do something a little different this time. I always give my report, but I normally read it. This time I want to show the actual numbers of our public relations report for this quarter. Can everyone see my report? All right, perfect. Public Relations Manager's report submitted for February through April of 2024. Our goal, as always, is to boost engagement across all district communications platforms to connect the district's divisions, areas, and clubs connected, one heart, one voice. Currently, our MailChimp subscribers is at 721. Our overall open rate is about 42 to 49%, which is about 315 emails open per campaign that I send out. And over the past 3 months, our focus has been mostly on our annual district conference, as well as other incentives, which includes the information that was sent out for this meeting today. And I thought it would be interesting for me to share how many emails that go out, how many emails that are open per campaign that is sent out, and the approximation for each. For the district conference, as you can see, 16 emails have gone out. That is about 4,992 emails that was open overall for all those 16 emails, and I average it to be about 312 promotional emails per email that I send out, based on the analytics in MailChimp. And that includes information regarding the conference registration, information regarding the conference speakers, the sponsor letters, the call for presenters that was sent out early on, and all the event reminders. That also included the video from our keynote speaker, Dia Irby. I hope many of you have seen that. And we also posted a promotional video by our chairperson, Melissa White, and our 50/50 chair, Mary Lee, to, of course, boost engagement across the state. Our district council meeting, which is what we're at today, 4 emails were sent out regarding that. 788 emails was open approximately, and that was including a registration link that was sent out to each individual DEC member to help us reach that quorum that Bob spoke about earlier today. District leadership nomination that was facilitated by immediate past district director Mallory Williams. 5 emails were sent out. As you can see, about 900 were opened. And our showcase video that I sent out on Thursday evening that gave you all the information regarding our candidates who are running for district leadership. In that one email, 336 people opened up their email. For our Communication and Leadership Awards nominations facilitated by our chair, our past district governor, Douglas Wilson, we sent out 4 emails regarding that. About 800 were opened. Our prison club, that is for our contest, for our first prison club contest by Jody Wren, DC. 1 email was sent out, about 290 people opened up that email. And then our incentive programs, 3 emails went out, average about 600 emails were opened, and it gives the information about all of our incentives until April 30th. And then initially early on, our district director sent out a message, 1 email, about 336 people opened up that email. On our social media report from March until April, our Facebook followers is holding pretty steady. It went up about 6 people, as you can see. We sent out 19 posts. And what I try to do is when I send out an email, I try to match that email with a social media post as well. I'm happy to report about 1,000. I'm sorry about that. The fire truck is going by, so they think they need to respond. About 1.2 thousand views was seen anytime I send out a video that has music to it. That just shows you that a lot of people respond to those types of videos. Our Facebook group increased from 110 to 121, and that is our open forum that anyone can join, whether they are a part of District 58 or not. They could be a part of a different district to share information and events about their upcoming club events and special announcements and recognition. Please, I encourage you to motivate your team members and your fellow Toastmasters to join. So whenever you have something going on in your area, your district, or your club, you can go in and post that information yourselves. Instagram followers holding steady at 53. 12 posts went out with 29 content reach and 4 page visits. LinkedIn, 9 posts have been completed. We still have 280 followers, and we have 8 new visitors to our LinkedIn page. Twitter, 595 followers, 10 tweets were posted. The YouTube, I decided to add YouTube this time to try to get a more visibility regarding our YouTube account. I have not used YouTube platform very much this term. However, I'm hoping to use it going forward. My goal is to encourage people to send an interest email to the PRM mailbox so we can get more people on staff to use all of our platforms efficiently. I wanted to give a special shout out to our district webmaster, Louise Maitland, who is always keeping our webpage up to date, clean. Everything that you need to know about what's happening in the district is on that website. I appreciate her and we worked very well together creating Canva flyers so we can each use them to be consistent across the platforms. So the PRM team is looking for volunteers to help in managing the 5 platforms. That's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Our MailChimp mass email platform, I want to encourage anyone who has any social media skills, and if you don't, but you want to learn, I will happily be able to work with you and teach you on how to use everything that we use between Louise and myself. Canva, the bit.ly links, CapCut for video editing and music integration, a YouTube studio whenever we can get that up and running, how to use QR codes, and a lot more. And that is the email address that you can send your interest to if you would like to be a part of the PRN team. I also like to encourage division areas in clubs who are having special meetings or accomplishments they want to highlight, members that they want to encourage to submit the information to the PRM email address so we can put that information together, reach out to you if we have any questions, and send that information out so we can always know that South Carolina District 58 is on the move and doing great things. That is my report, respectfully submitted by Laura Tay Sutton, Public Relations Manager. I now turn the floor back over to our District Director.
Thank you so much, Laura. Appreciate the good work that you're doing. The next order of business is report senior district officers. We'll begin with the report from Jessica White, Distinguished Toastmaster, Club Growth Director. Jessica.
As McFadden and Whitehead puts, I'm sure most of you all have heard of this song. Ain't no stopping us now, we're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now, we've got the groove. I cannot believe how quickly 10 months went by. But a lot can still be done in the next 2 months. So let's get right into it. Right now, we have 54 clubs, 54 paid clubs to date as I look in Toastmasters International with 1,951 membership payments, as well as 11 clubs that are some type of distinguished. So we can still do more within 10 months. Let's get our clubs on the district. Let's tell everyone about Toastmasters. And Most importantly, let's continue to rebuild and reshape and to get our district to where it once was. April 30th will be here before you know it, and we want you to take advantage of the opportunity to win some prizes. So we're doing some incentives, and those incentives can be found in our District 58 website. Just simply go in our website and click on incentives to tell you all about the incentives. The incentives took place from January 21st, and we have until April the 30th. So we have Orator Award, Each One Reach One Award, Full Circle Award, Club Booster Award, Level Up Award, the Race to DPC Award, Curtis Yant Outstanding Award. So make sure to take time to go to District 58 website and click on incentives for the different opportunities to win. And we would love for the responses to start coming in. Again, you have until April 30th, 2004. Download the chart of the 2024 District 58 incentives or the full details at SCTMD 58 2024 incentive programs. We are still in need of mentors, sponsors, and coaches. And we're trying to get arrangements for a club coach. It looks like it's trying to come together for one of our clubs. So presidents, if you're on this call, or if you know of a president who is not able to make the call today, if you are in need of a club coach, please talk it over with your club. Make sure you and the club agree. It is okay to have a club coach. So if after you talk it over with your clubs, you are in need, please let me and my team know, and we will make arrangements for you. I now turn it over to our distinguished Toastmaster District Director, Lee Holliday.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Our next report will come from our Program Quality Director, Felicia Hemphill.
Thank you, Lee. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. We are 10 months into this term. That's amazing. And like our Club Growth Director said, we have 2 more months to go. Now, we've done 2 TLIs in which we did not meet our goal of 75% when it comes to officer training. Let's try to do better, get the word out more. So we did, summer was around 70%, and this winter's TLI was about 60%. So there is room for improvement when it comes to making sure our officers are trained. We've had our division and our area directors trained, and that was a great turnout for us this past summer. And we want to thank our division and area directors for all of their hard work, for everything that they're doing for the districts in service and to get the word out to the clubs and even extend a helping hand to our clubs. We had club, area, and division contest. Great contest. I was able to sit in on some of them, participate in a lot of them, and we have finalists for our contest for this annual conference. The conference is May 3rd through the 5th. If anyone isn't signed up, you have until April 21st to register for this conference. You can go to our District 58 website to hit the link to go ahead and get registered for that. It's going to be a great time, you all. We have some incredible presenters, some incredible speakers. Come out and join the fun, the education, benefit from all of the networking and the relationships that are established. Area visit reports are due. Thank you, kudos, and I want to applaud the area directors. They've already started doing their area visits. I do suggest that when we are doing those visits to go prepared, ensure that you're looking at that particular club just to see where they need the help and where you can see an opportunity to give them some suggestions. Go prepared to give them those suggestions. Of course, we can lead this horse to water. We can't make them drink, but we can give them all of the options available to help them to succeed. And that's what we want to do going forward. Incentives, like Jessica mentioned, our club growth director mentioned, the incentives are out here. We want to reward you all for your diligence, for your educational goals being met. We want to see you all during the conference. We want to shout out your names. So please, please get us that information as far as the recipients for these awards. Let's see. Lastly, you all, let's finish strong. Let's just ensure that we're assessing where we are personally, where we are as a leader, what feedback have we received thus far that we've committed to putting into place, and let's put it into place. Let's go ahead and finish strong and help our members and our clubs to finish strong. That ends my report. Back to you, Lee.
Thank you so much, Felicia. Appreciate the good reports from both you and Jessica. For my report, we are South Carolina Toastmasters, connected, one heart, one voice. You have heard this multiple times when I have spoken to a district audience this Toastmasters year. Have you thought about what that means to you as a Toastmasters member? Or for your club, your area, your division, or even for our district? Hopefully, this becomes more than just words for you. It is an expression of the vision for members across our district to become more collaborative and cooperative toward reaching our collective goals. South Carolina Toastmasters. This defines at a high level who we are. Let's proudly proclaim that we are part of South Carolina Toastmasters. Connected. Thank you to so many of you and others who aren't on this meeting for being my friend. Let's build on that. Both those we've known for a long time, as well as those we've recently met. As we connect with each other, we all grow. We accept each other. We mentor each other. We support each other. Yes, we've had challenges this year, especially with the untimely losses of so many of our dear Toastmasters friends. By being connected to each other, we have supported one another through the sadness and grief of those losses. One heart. As we connect with one another, we can share our passion, our heart. That enthusiasm will grow and expand to other Toastmasters around us. One voice. As we connect with one another, we can be united in our desire for each other to succeed. That concludes my report for this morning. The next order of business is the explanation of voting procedures using Zoom polls. We'll be using Zoom polls for all of our voting today, except contested elections. To give you an opportunity to practice using the poll, We will now have a test vote. We will vote by test poll number 1. Toastmaster, please launch poll number 1.
I don't see it.
Bernie, you're able to launch poll 1?
Poll 1 is launched.
Mine
Don't
came
see
up.
it.
Just to note, since I am running the polls, I will not be able to vote in them.
Understood. I do not see it either.
40 people have responded.
Oh, it's because I'm a co-host. I can't see the poll.
I'm not a co-host and I don't see it.
Douglas, are you using a tablet or a PC?
I'm using an iPad, which I've used for the last 8
This work?
years,
Okay.
and I've never had a problem before.
On the poll, all in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed signify by selecting no via the Zoom polling options. Bernie, how many people have responded so far?
40 out of 46.
So it seems like most people are seeing it. I'm not sure why you're not seeing it, Douglas. Please display the voting results and a determination of simple majority is met, Bernie. And I'm not saying that, so please read it.
40 people have answered yes. 0 people have answered no.
The ayes have it. The motion passed. That means you could all read it, or at least 40 of you could.
Yeah. The ones who couldn't read it couldn't answer no.
Well, to be fair, I tried to answer no, but I couldn't.
Our next order of business is reports of the standing committees. Mid-year audit report was distributed via email and linked to the district Google Drive. Sean Williams, Innovative Planning Level 1, Audit Committee Chair, will give the mid-year financial audit report. Eric Hund will upload the Audit Committee report to the chat.
The audit committee report has been uploaded to the chat.
Sean. You're muted, Sean.
Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. District Director, members of the trio, and District Executive Committee members. The Audit Committee completed review of the District 58 accounts from the period of July 1st to December 31st, 2023. We submit the following report. The Audit Committee is comprised of Barbara Christ, DTM, and me, Sean Williams, the Audit Committee Chair. We received initial orientation and expert assistance from Jim Hatchell, DTM, the 22-23 Audit Committee Chair, and Mark Stacy, DTM, also the 21-22 Audit Committee Chair. Our team reviewed district expenses, monthly financial reports, concur expense reports and approvals, and other related documents. These source documents were used to largely recreate the many profit and loss statements, trace expenses and incomes to verify other financial reports, and we find the following. All expenses paid or reimbursed via the Concur system have appropriate approvals. Significant expenditures, those greater than $500, have evidence of pre-approval. Policies regarding types of expenditures like incentives or meals or materials were followed. There were no evidence of improper spending or any questionable transactions. Receipts were included as required. At the time of the close of the audit, there was one expense report that needed to be submitted. Today, I can report that that one item has now been satisfactorily addressed. The committee has two recommendations. We recommend using a cover sheet to track all district expenses. The sheet should include the source documentation, approval confirmation, and the GL accounts that are charged. This tool will assist the finance manager to ensure that all required information is traceable and will also assist the audit committee in its review. For our second recommendation, we recommend that we explicitly state and include in the meeting minutes pre-authorization of ongoing routine expenses such as MailChimp. Now, to be clear, the pre-approval requirement is specific to significant expenditures greater than $500 or debit card transactions. However, we believe this practice will eliminate any questions with regard to pre-approvals. I want to personally thank Carmel Lee, the 23 Finance Manager, and District Director Lee Holliday for their flexibility and assistance and speed in responding to our inquiries. I want to also acknowledge the work of Greg Wingrove, who's from the World Headquarters, who provided very thorough and speedy responses when questions were forwarded by the District Director. Special thanks goes out again to Jim Hatchell and especially Mark Stacy, both of whom helped us to get started. Mark was gracious enough to provide an orientation and question and answer period and did some additional work behind the scenes to help us. My highest praise goes to my team member, Barbara Chris. Barb used her industry expertise in finance and auditing to really do a deep dive into the district expenses, going much further than I would have ever been able to do on my own. I want to sincerely thank Barb for her time and expertise that she brought to this audit. That is my report, Mr. District Director.
Sean, are you making a motion to accept the mid-year audit report as presented?
Mr. District Director, I move that we accept the report as presented.
The motion does not require a second as it comes from the audit committee. Mid-year audit report has been audited and found correct and sent to Toastmasters International and accepted. The motion on the floor is to accept the mid-year audit report as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will vote by poll number 2. Zoom Master, please launch poll number 2.
Poll number 2 is live.
I got it.
Great. All in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed signify by selecting no. Zoom Master, please display the voting results and read them and let us know of determination if a simple majority has been met.
Mr. District Director, 41 out of 41 voters have responded aye, which represents a quorum, and the motion should pass.
The ayes have it. The motion passes. The audit committee report is accepted. No further action is required. Thank you again, Sean. Good work. The next order of business is reports of special committees. The first report is from the District Realignment Committee. The Realignment Committee Chair, Philip Woody, distinguished Toastmaster, past district governor, will present the report. Ericond, please upload the report to the chat.
The report has been uploaded to the chat.
Philip, I turn control to you.
Mr. District Director, fellow leaders, pleasure to be with you today. I wanted to report that we had a number of the division directors that helped with this. I'd also like to pass some kudos to Glenn Stafford for going back in the archives and bringing forth information to help us with the realignment. If you can look at the report, Area 14 has been absorbed by Division A. Division E has been dissolved altogether, and those clubs have been realigned into Division D. There is one club, and I'm sorry, I do not have the report in front of me. One club has moved up to Chicago. It was, could you help me pronounce the name, Lee? I'm sorry. The Parrot Plastic Tears.
Plastikiers.
Thank you.
Plastikiers SAP.
Yep, they have moved back up to Chicago. They closed their office here and moved up to Chicago. There was a club that was in the Charleston area that moved up to Lancaster and called the Greater Lancaster Club, and it has been realigned up to that area. Are there any questions? Mr. District Director, I move that we accept the realignment of the clubs as proposed by the Realignment Committee.
No second is required as it comes from the committee. Thank you, Philip, and your team for developing an alignment that will be beneficial to the members of the district. It has been moved that we accept the realignment of clubs as proposed by the Realignment Committee. Is there any discussion?
Erica.
There's a hand raised by Erica Littles.
The chair recognizes Erica Littles,
Mr.
PI
District,
Ford, President, Saturday AM Club.
Mr. District Director, I move that we limit debate of this item to no more than 15 minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we limit debate of this item to no more than 15 minutes. The motion to limit debate is not debatable, even though it may be amended, such as changing the time requirement. Passing of this motion requires a 2/3 vote of the Assembly. We will vote by poll number 3. Zoom Master, please launch poll number 3 and let me know when it has been launched.
Poll number 3 has been launched.
All in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed by selecting no.
Mr. District Director, 40 out of 46 participants have voted aye. There are no votes for no.
The ayes have it. The motion passes with 100% of the vote. Mr. Timer, please set 15 minutes for the discussion and signal the parliamentarian when time is up. The time should not start until the first person starts the debate, not when I ask you to set the discussion to 15 minutes.
Will do.
Thank you. Is there any discussion on the main motion? Are you ready for the question? As no further discussion is pending, we will vote. The motion on the floor is to accept the realignment of clubs as proposed by the realignment committee or as amended. It wasn't amended. We will vote by poll number 4. Mr. Toastmaster, please launch poll number 4 and let me know when it has been launched.
Poll number 4 has been launched.
All in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed signify by selecting no.
With 41 people responding, 41 people have voted aye, 0 people have voted no.
The ayes have it. The motion passes. The realignment report will be filed with Toastmasters International for the year 2024-2025. The next report is from the District Leadership Committee. The committee chair, Mallory Williams, distinguished Toastmaster, immediate past district director, will present the report.
Thank you, District Director Lee. Good morning, fellow council members and guests. It is my pleasure and my honor to provide this report to you. As the district chair, leadership chair, I was surrounded by 6 other leaders who were tasked with advancing the best possible slate of candidates for 2024-2025.
Mallory, let me interrupt you just a moment.
Yes.
If you haven't already done it, Eric, can you launch the district leadership report in the chat?
Okay, it's just been launched.
Thank you. I'm sorry, Mallory.
That's all right. Thank you, Eric. So I'd like to thank the following people, members of District 58, for their time and effort and leadership in interviewing, in making sure that we were secure and confident in the slate that we put forward. Subi Mathur, DTM, past district governor. Diana Hardy, DTM. Diana Berry, DTM. Henrietta Woodward, DTM. Linda Huckabee, DTM. Lee Montgomery, DTM. Thank you so much for your efforts and your time. We were tasked with finding the nominees, as I said before, for the 7 elected roles. They include the members of the trio, the district director, program quality director, club growth director, and the elected roles for division director. As we mentioned before, through the realignment report, we are now down to 4 divisions, but at the time that we looked, we were looking for 5 division directors. I'm now going to read the list of nominees that we put forward. So for division director, we have 2 nominees. That's a contested role. We have David Fillion, DTM, past district governor, and Felicia Hemphill, VC5 PQD. For program quality director, we have 1 nominee, that's Jessica White, DTM, club growth director. For club growth director, we have 1 nominee, that's Katrina Harmon, SR5, VC5. For division director, we have 3 nominees, Eric Hund, DTM, Division A Director, Eileen Hill, DTM, Division B Director, Mary Lee, LD5, PM5, Division C Director. We do have a candidate from the floor, and I know that that will be discussed a little bit later. There are 2 dates to keep in mind. The first was the March 26th deadline, where these candidates submitted their paperwork, declared their nominations, and submitted the district leadership agreement and release form. That's what it's called. And then the second date was the April 13th. That was the deadline for candidates to declare their intent to run from the floor. So those are the 2 dates. And I hope that everyone got a chance to look at the candidates through the candidates showcase, especially the contested race, because that's important to today's election. Mr. District Director, that concludes my report.
I move to, do I move now to, do I need to move? Make a
No
motion?
motion is no motion is
Okay,
required.
great. Mr. District Director, that concludes my report.
Mallory, thank you so much. I know you and your committee have invested a lot of hours and effort into this process, and we thank you immensely. We will now conduct our voting process. Our credentials chair is Bob Swarner. He will be helping us with this process. First, we will conduct a test vote using Election Buddy. You will receive an email with a link to vote on a sample ballot. It will go to the email with which you registered for this district conference. When you get that email, mark your selection using all of your votes or distributing them as you wish, then submit them. You have 10 minutes to make your submission, at which time the balloting will be closed. We have no control over that 10 minutes. The results will be displayed in a shared screen at the end of the 10 minutes. Timing is built into the Election Buddy app from the time it is sent. So no external timing is needed. Bob, please send out that email.
The emails have gone out. I will add one more thing is if you checked in more than 30 minutes late, you are not marked as here and therefore you will not receive one of these emails.
Thank you, Mr. Credentials Chair. We need music or something playing, don't we, while they've got this 10 minutes for you to vote. But then maybe
May I remind the district director that we are recording to YouTube, and I would not recommend that we use any licensed music while we're doing so.
Thank you, Mr. Zoom Master. I wasn't suggesting that we do it. I was just saying maybe we should have planned something, but that's okay. So we will just be quiet and let you vote.
I do not see a poll.
It's not a poll, it's an email coming to you from Election Buddy.
Subject line says vote now, District 58 Toastmasters practice vote for council meeting.
And then there's a link to click to actually submit your vote.
I am not able to get that email. I didn't realize we were going to be using email. And that email is my work email because I belong to a work club. So I am not anywhere near my computer. I'm not anywhere near that. And I don't have my work email linked to my phone.
If you want to send me if you have access to an email and can send it, I see you're in the car. If you send it to me in the chat, I'll update that for the next vote.
I'll do that. Thank you.
I'm sure Bob will let us know when the election buddy results are ready for this test vote. There he is. So it looks like we had 15 votes for more money, 1 vote for fame, 7 votes for free time, and 11 votes for something else. Money wins with 44.1% of the vote.
Just to be clear, Mr. District Director, the voting is still open.
So we need to wait. Is that what
Right. I'm just sharing that so people can see how the sausage is made here.
34 ballots have been submitted of the 42 so far. So we still got 8 people who haven't voted. We know that one of those was unable to vote based on the comment we just heard, but we'll wait a few minutes to see if we get closer to the 42. Bob, will this page automatically refresh, or do you have to do something to refresh it?
Yeah, I'm having to refresh it. It shows it's going to end at 11:02, so it looks like there's about 5 more minutes.
At least it gives some people something to look at while they're waiting. Up to 37.
Mr. District Director, when we get into the actual voting for contested races, I recommend we not show the results until they're all final.
I'm sure our credentials chair will follow that practice.
Correct. What will happen is each candidate has the option of viewing the results as they are counted, for lack of a better term. However, that will happen in a private room with just me and any witnesses that are appointed.
Yeah. So to that end, Barney, be prepared to move Bob and the 2 candidates if they wish to view those results as they come into a breakout room.
A breakout room has been prepared for that purpose.
Thank you.
And Mr. District Director, I believe it's a representative, appointed representative for the candidates, not the
That's right.
candidates.
Did we know if either candidate named a representative, Douglas?
I do not know. That would be.
They did not let me know they were naming a representative. So the candidates themselves do not go to the breakout room, but just a representative. Is
That's
that
correct, sir.
Thank you.
That's correct. And if either of the candidates wants to appoint somebody to be a representative, they can convey that via a private chat to the credentials chair.
Thank you, Douglas. I'll address that, even though it's not in my script. Okay.
It's always something.
Yeah, always something. At least my computer's working this morning without power. Took 5 hours last night.
Well, that explains why my computer was off this morning.
Yep. Less than a minute to go, I think.
So Lee and Bernie, I got a message that Becky Harmony will be Felicia's representative.
Okay.
Bob, did you see the chat from Sybil?
I did, yes. If somebody needs a different email, I've got Tasha's. If somebody else needs a different email, send it to me quickly because I need to set up for the next election. Mr. Director, the vote has ended.
Thank you, Mr. Credentials Chair. I don't know what I'd do without you. So as you can see in this practice vote, with it ended, we had 37 ballots submitted of the 42 eligible voters. Money received 16 votes, Fame received 1 vote, Free Time received 9 votes, and Something Else received 11 votes. Interesting. Mr. Credentials Chair, you can close your share screen. Thank you. We will now conduct our district officer elections. Before I go further, I understand that Felicia Hempel has indicated that Becky Garmany will be her representative to view the results of the first election. I want to ask David Fillion if he has a representative that he would like to name.
No.
Is that a no?
That's a no.
Thank you, David. We will now conduct our district officer elections. The nominees for district director position are, in alphabetical order by last name, David Fillion, Distinguished Toastmaster, PD, past district governor. Felicia Hempel, BC5, Program Quality Director. Are there any additional nominations for the district director?
There are not, Mr. District Director.
Thank
Sorry,
you, Madam Committee.
I'm sorry.
Leadership Committee Chair. I have to ask the question anyway. Are there any additional nominations for district director? Hearing none, the nominations are now closed. We will now hear the candidates' main speeches. Each candidate or their spokesperson will have 2 minutes to give their campaign speech, at which time the timer will mute the speaker's microphone. Mr. Timer, please be prepared to give them 2 minutes, and at the end of 2 minutes, mute them if they have not stopped. We will have candidates speak in alphabetical order by last name. Our first speaker is David Fillion. David.
Thank you, District Director and District Council. I am running for District Director, and what I bring to it is a significant amount of previous experience at the district leadership level with all of that. What I also bring is I have been also a volunteer in the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, IEEE. And with that, as a volunteer organization, it gives me a different set of resources to call from. What is my goal? What is my focus? It is members. The organization is members. And the most important thing is that we need to keep thinking about our members, what it is that we can do for them, how we can make them successful, and that will drive the success of the district. There are many, many fine, interesting people in the district. And the idea is, and I've seen this with my past experience, is to bring them forward. So please vote for me, David Fillion, for District Director. Thank you.
Our second speaker is Felicia Hemphill.
South Carolina Toastmasters District 58. Now, let me start by saying 2023, personally for me, was devastating. But as you can see, I've risen. I'm still a bright light, and I'm still here, and I'm still serving this district. COVID brought a lot of challenges to it. But what we've learned from COVID is the necessity to continue connecting remotely as well as in person. We also have learned that we are better together and that we need those options for hybrid meetings, and also that we need to learn from each other. Now, having served in various roles, I understand the value of a diverse team and the importance of training new leaders. Many of the leaders that you are hearing as candidates, I've worked for the last several years. We have a camaraderie going. We're already in tune and in sync and maintaining strategies right now to move the district forward. Our purpose and our goals is with the mindset of us being members first. So we're serving our members. As a leadership team, our strategy for the district going forward is number one, of empowerment to implement district-wide training and knowledge sharing to all members so that we all are empowered. Number two, engagement, so that we do it with sister clubs all across the division. And number three, encouragement. We will continue to get feedback and walk from there. As your program quality director, I solicit your vote. Thank you.
You will now vote for your candidate of choice for District Director on Election Buddy. You will receive an email with the ballot and will have 10 minutes to cast your ballot. Timing is built into the Election Buddy app from the time it is sent. No external timer is required. Mr. Zoom Master, please move the credentials chair and Becky Garmany into a breakout room to monitor the receipt and display of the results. Unlike a physically counted vote, this is much more automatic. We will now wait the 10 minutes. Check your email for your voting opportunity.
No emails yet.
Yeah, I haven't received it either. Bernie, please move me into the breakout room so I can let Bob know we haven't gotten the emails.
David, you'll also need to join the candidate waiting room, please.
I just got my email.
Just got mine too.
I did too.
Lee, if you're trying to talk to us, you're muted.
I was just saying, while you finish your votes and while we wait the 10 minutes, I was going to just remind you that although we are here in this Zoom meeting where we're able to participate in Zoom polls and interact with each other and have live reports, this meeting is also being live streamed to YouTube so that people who are not members of the district council can hear and see what we're doing. On that live stream, it has a delay. So if you tried to play the YouTube live stream at the same time your Zoom meeting was going, it would get very confusing because it's not in sync. It's delayed by virtue of the way the process works. But first time we
How
have,
many people are watching?
I don't know if we can determine that.
We currently have 4 viewers.
4 viewers on YouTube. I think one of them is our new region advisor, Perry Neal. I got an email from him a few minutes ago that he was watching.
This video will also be available after the end of the session as a recorded video for people to view on YouTube.
Thank you, Bernie. And great appreciation to Bernie and Northie and Eric for helping to set up all the technical aspects of this meeting and getting the live stream set up on YouTube. Bernie was diligently working to make that happen with some feedback from Northie, and Northie probably may not be on this meeting now. He was in the process of getting on an airplane when we started this meeting, so I don't know if he's joined us again or not, but flying back from the conference he was at on the west part of the country.
Ten minutes should have expired by now.
I think it's probably a couple more minutes because he didn't launch it when we first said. I'm sure Bob will come back once it's concluded. Waiting is the hard part.
I've never heard 46 Toastmasters be so quiet.
How true, Mr. Parliamentarian.
Unless they were eating.
Yes, indeed. And even then, not necessarily.
Is this worse than the indefinite period of silence during a contest?
I think so. It's longer. But we're cheating. We're talking.
I'll take a moment here to interject the thought. Aiken Toastmasters just started a speaker evaluator exchange program that I've been attending a couple of their meetings, had excellent representation. Tasha was there last night, I'm sorry, Thursday night, giving an evaluation for one of their speakers. So if your club's not already engaged in doing that, reach out to other clubs and have them bring a speaker and an evaluator to your meeting, and then reciprocate by sending a speaker and an evaluator to their meeting. It will expand your evaluations by hearing somebody else evaluate your speakers besides your club members, and your speaker will get evaluations from somebody else besides your club members. Congratulations to Clyde Smith for initiating that with his club.
Breakout rooms have been closed.
Thank you, Douglas. Thank you, Bernie. I want to say thank you to both of our candidates for district director. Thank you for your interest in the leadership of our district. Our credentials chair has returned, and I will ask him to display the results of the voting. David Fillion, Distinguished Toastmaster, past district governor, received 9 votes. Felicia Hemphill, BC5 Program Quality Director, received 56 votes. I declare candidate Felicia Hemphill as elected as District Director for the 2024-2025 Toastmasters year.
Oh,
Congratulations, Felicia. The nominee for Program Quality Director is Jessica White, Distinguished Toastmaster. Any 4 candidate must have announced their intentions to run no later than 7 days prior to the elections. There are no additional announced candidates. Therefore, I declare the nominations closed. Without objection, we will dispense with the secret ballot for the uncontested office of Program Quality Director, and the chair will instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidate. Hearing no objection, I instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidate and declare Jessica White, Distinguished Toastmaster, as the elected Program Quality Director for the 2024-2025 Toastmasters year. There is one nominee for Club Growth Director put forth by the nominating committee. Katrina Harmon, SR5, VC5. To be a complete nomination report, 2 or more candidates were to be put forward. Since there is only one candidate, this creates an incomplete nomination, and floor candidates are permitted. Floor candidates must have declared by April 13th to be eligible and to have submitted the appropriate paperwork and be interviewed and vetted by the committee as being eligible to be elected and serve. Since there are no additional announced candidates, I declare the nominations closed. Without objection, we will dispense with the secret ballot for the uncontested office of Club Growth Director, and the chair will instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidate. Hearing no objection, I instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidate, and I declare Katrina Harmon as the elected Club Growth Director for the 2024-2025 Toastmasters year. The next order of business is the election of division directors. The candidates for division director from the District Leadership Committee report are Division A Director Eric Hunn, Distinguished Toastmaster. Division B Director Eileen Hill, Distinguished Toastmaster. Division C Director Mary Lee, PM5, MS5. There were no nominees on the District Leadership Committee report for Division D or E. Since the division count for 2024-2025 was reduced by the realignment vote we just had, we will remove Division E from the nomination process. To be a complete nomination report, all division director positions must have at least one candidate to be put forward. As not all division director positions had a nominee, this creates an incomplete nomination and floor candidates are permitted. Floor candidates must have declared by April 13th to be eligible and to have submitted the appropriate paperwork and to be interviewed and vetted by the committee as being eligible to be elected and serve. Are there any additional nominations for any division director position from the floor?
Mr. District Director.
The chair recognizes Greg Allen, Area 52 Director.
I nominate John McKinney, Division D Director.
Nominations do not require second. Madam Leadership Committee Chair, do you have a signed officer agreement and release form statement for the nominee?
District Director Lee, yes, I do.
Has the candidate been vetted and found eligible to be nominated and elected?
District Director Lee, yes, he has been vetted and found eligible.
Thank you, Madam Leadership Chair. John McKinney is nominated for Division D Director. His name will be added to the ballot. As there are no additional announced candidates for Division Director, I declare the nominations closed. Without objection, we will dispense with the secret ballot for the uncontested positions of Division Director, and the chair will instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidates. Hearing no objection, I instruct the administration manager to cast a single ballot for the unopposed candidates, and the following are elected as division directors for the 2024-2025 Toastmasters year. I declare elected Division A Director Eric Hunn, Distinguished Toastmaster. Division B Director Eileen Hill, Distinguished Toastmaster. Division C Director Mary Lee, PM5, MS5. Division D Director John McKinney, EC5. The next order of business is new business. The first item of new business is approval of the appointments of the district officers made since our last district council meeting.
Mr. District Director.
The chair recognizes Clyde Smith, Distinguished Toastmaster, Area B21 Director.
Mr. District Director, I move to approve the appointment of Sybil Davis Hagedale, PM5, as the District Finance Manager for the duration of this Toastmasters year.
Thank you, Clyde. No second is required as this is coming from the District Executive Committee. It has been moved to approve the appointment of Sybil Davis Hagedale, PM5, as the District Finance Manager for the duration of this Toastmasters year. Is there any discussion? Hearing no further discussion, the motion on the floor is to approve the appointment of Sybil Davis Hagedale, PM5, as the District Finance Manager for the duration of this Toastmasters year. We'll vote by poll number 5. Zoom Master, please launch poll number 5 and let me know when it is launched.
Poll number 5 has been launched.
All in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed signify by selecting no.
Mr. District Director, there are 34 ayes and 0 noes. Now 37 ayes.
Say 0 no's, Eric.
Correct. Now it's 38 ayes and 0 noes.
The ayes have it. The motion is carried. The appointment of Sybil Davis Hydell as the district finance manager for the duration of this Toastmasters year is approved. I must add, Sybil has hit the ground running, has overcome some significant challenges in getting up to speed with everything related to being district finance manager, and the district is so fortunate to have her serving in this role. The next item of business is amending the district procedures.
Mr. District Director.
The chair recognizes Mary Alice Barth, Distinguished Toastmaster, Area C32 Director.
Mr. District Director, I move to amend the District 58 procedures by striking the words "and shall have made a significant contribution to the communities within the district." In the first paragraph, second sentence under Section 4, Communication and Leadership CNL Award. These words are redundant and repeat the intent of the words which precede them. Before the change, it currently reads, "For Communication Leadership CNL Award, this award may be presented to a non-Toastmasters citizen at the annual district conference. The recipient should reside within the district boundaries and shall have made a significant communication and leadership contribution to the communities within the district boundaries, and shall have made a significant contribution to the communities within the district. The impact of this contribution must not be limited to one organization, but must be community district-wide. This award may not be presented to a recipient a second time." After the change, the paragraph will read, "For Communication and Leadership CNL Award, this award may be presented to a non-Toastmasters citizen at the annual district conference. The recipient should reside within the district boundaries and shall have made a significant communication and leadership contribution to the communities within the district boundaries. The impact of this contribution must not be limited to one organization, but must be community district-wide. This award may not be presented to a recipient a second time." Mr. District Director.
Thank you so much, Mary Alice. Ericon, please upload to chat the proposal that was just presented.
Mr. District Director, it has been uploaded.
It has been moved to amend the district procedures by striking the words "and shall have made a significant contribution to the communities within the district" in the first paragraph, second sentence, under Section 4, Communication and Leadership CNL Award. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, the motion on the floor is to amend the district procedures by striking the redundant statement "and shall have made a significant contribution to the communities within the district" in the second sentence under Section 4, Communication and Leadership CNL Award. We'll vote by poll number 6. Mr. Zoom Master, please launch poll number 6 and let me know when it is launched.
Poll number 6 has been launched.
All in favor signify by selecting aye. All opposed signify by selecting no. Mr. Zoom Master, please display the voting results.
Okay. There are 34 ayes and 0 noes.
The ayes have it. The motion passes. The administration manager will make the necessary change to the procedures and update the change date to reflect our action, and will submit to the webmaster for inclusion on our district website to replace the current document. Is there any other new business to be considered? Hearing none, the next item of business is announcements. Our administration manager for today, Melissa White, Distinguished Toastmaster, will make the announcements.
Thank you so much, Mr. District Director. Fellow Toastmasters district leaders, here are our announcements for today. From January 1st through May 31st of 2024, area directors will make their official club visits and submit the club visit reports. We are asking all area directors to submit their reports no later than April 30th, if possible. You've heard this announcement all throughout this meeting. May 3rd through May 5th, 2024 is our annual district conference, chaired by Division D Director, yours truly. The conference theme is the Toastmaster Spirit, linked by audacity, emboldened with tenacity. The conference will be held at the Embassy Suites, 670 Verde Boulevard, Greenville, South Carolina. There will be Friday evening festivities, and on Saturday, world-renowned keynote speaker Dia Irby, compelling educational presentations, district table topics, and international speech contests, semi-formal/formal gala banquet finale. Our table topics and international speech contest at the conference are hybrid contests. They will take place May 4th. The table topics contest will begin at 9:30 a.m. and the international speech contest will begin after the gala banquet dinner. And on Sunday morning, we will have a special bonus workshop by Dia Irby. This is included in your all access registration. So if you have not yet registered, you have until 10 a.m. April 21st to register. Please, ma'am, please, sir, take care of that. Saturday, May 25th is tentatively scheduled for our DEC meeting. So Saturday, May 25th, 9 a.m., DEC meeting is tentatively scheduled. These are our announcements for today. Please take heed to the announcements and govern yourselves accordingly. I now return control back to our district director.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I like your concluding statement that you have used so many times, and govern yourselves accordingly. So cool.
Mr. District Director,
Yes,
may I make one more quick announcement?
certainly.
The first ever prison speech contest will be held Monday, this next Monday at 10 o'clock. It will not be recorded. The Zoom information, if you wish to observe, is available on the District 58 website under that announcement. I wanted to emphasize that. If you've never seen a prison club in action, you've missed something. Please think hard about taking the opportunity to see a piece of that. Thank you, Mr. District Director.
Thank you, Clyde. I will add to that Jody Randisi, who is coordinating this intra-prison contest, 3 different prisons are going to be on Zoom. The top 2 winners for their speech contest will be competing with each other for the trophy of being the best of the 3 prison clubs for this year. Jody is looking for people to help with the contest. Judges, timers, ballot counters. If you're able to help, please send an email to Jody Randisi. She could certainly use her help. I believe it starts at 10 o'clock. Isn't that right, Clyde?
That is correct.
At 10 o'clock on Monday morning. And I will be there. I hope you will be as well on Zoom. Are there any other announcements for the good of the organization? Since our next council meeting is more than 3 months away, I will appoint the Council Minutes Review and Approval Committee. Serving on this committee will be Douglas Wilson, Distinguished Toastmaster, past District Governor, and Parliamentarian, as chair. Deborah McCrae, Distinguished Toastmaster, our Administration Manager, and a volunteer who will volunteer to serve with them to review these minutes.
The Huckabee's hand went up.
Say that again, Douglas.
Linda Huckabee.
Linda Huckabee. Thank you, Linda. We have our committee. The last item on our agenda is closing comments. We had a very successful district council meeting today. Thank you to each member of the council who attended and participated in making some key decisions for our district. Let's give our accolades to our elected officers for 2024-2025. District Director Felicia Hemphill, Program Quality Director Jessica White, Club Growth Director Katrina Harmon, Division A Director Eric Hund, Division B Director Eileen Hill, Division C Director Mary Lee, and Division D Director John McKinney. We look forward to you serving our district with great poise and with great opportunity ahead of us in 2024-2025. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We have 2 very busy months ahead of us. Let's all stay focused. Remember, we are South Carolina Toastmasters, connected, one heart, one voice. The next district council meeting will be in the fall at a yet to be announced date, time, and place. There being no other business and without objection, we are adjourned. Please end the recording.
Good meeting. Great job, Lee.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob.